Where are you from?
I am from the United Kingdom, Southwest, Bath.
I'm from England, but my family originally from St Lucia in the Caribbean.
I'm from Frome in England.
I am from Leeds, the UK.
How did the first lockdown about a year ago affect you?
I say the first lockdown was actually quite good. It got me out of my GCSEs, which I was like really stressing about. I've not been a test kind of person, so like being able to avoid that was great. Being honest, it was just like the first one was just like a massive summer holiday. Really, you just spent the whole day out with your mates, chilling in the sun. Like it was great.
At the start, I thought it was the best thing that ever happened because we had 2 weeks off, and then it progressed further and further, and we were inside longer, and then I figured out my strength was social interaction. So losing that and having to stay inside properly messed up a lot of things for me, and I lost a lot of friends.
It definitely took a toll on like my work ethic or like my work drive and my enthusiasm to get schoolwork done.
It was pretty depressing, you know. We're just sitting there most of the days, like bunking off on schoolwork most of the time.
When you couldn't see people and you weren't allowed to hug people, it put a toll on me because that's like what I need.
Did you have any plans or events that were coming up that got cancelled because of the first lockdown?
I was going to go to a really rubbish festival in Taunton called the Godney Gathering, and then Centre Parks, and multiple other holidays that were meant to be happening for birthdays and stuff. That's just all been delayed.
Yeah, so I was meant to go to some festivals in the summer, and they got cancelled, which was quite a bummer, but I guess needed to happen. Yeah.
Well, GCSEs, and then I'd like trips and stuff. So there was a trip to Paris I was supposed to do with my mum, which still hasn't gone ahead. A concert to go see Stormzy, which got cancelled. It was a bit annoying, but they'll be going ahead eventually at some point. So.
What part of the pandemic has been the worst for you?
Oh, days.
Not being able to meet up with my friends as often as I'd like. Because it can get a bit tedious and lonely if you're just stuck around the same people all day.
Probably like the lockdowns and everything, like having to deal with schoolwork on top of like time management and everything.
I'd say staying inside. Like you'd always kind of think when you're at school, it's like, oh, I just want to have a day at home. Oh, if only like I had a longer holiday, and now I've just been sat in my bedroom for about a year at this point, and it's a bit, I don't know, it gets you. It's like it's boring. You don't get to like chat with people. You don't get to see your mates. Like you can like on calls, but that's not going out and hanging out with them or anything, is it? It's just, I don't know. It's just sat by yourself in your room. It's not fun.
Is all the time off because of lockdown good in your opinion?
No, not at all.
No, not in my opinion. From my perspective, I'm doing my GCSEs at the moment, so I've had to miss out on a lot of content, and like we still don't know like how they're making up for the loss of time because there's a lack of communication. So, not good in my opinion.
Yes, when I was being productive, but there were days when I was in my room just not doing anything and feeling like I could have done something good in that, because we had a whole like year off basically of not really doing much. So I kind of like felt like I didn't really achieve much, and when I could have been doing something great, but instead I was sat in my bedroom.
What have you spent most of your time doing for fun during lockdown?
I learnt guitar and ukulele. That was the two things I put my mind to because I wanted to learn something new.
Mainly watching Netflix. I would say watching YouTube, playing games, look up painting. I like try new hobbies.
Just playing PlayStation mostly. It's a good time waster and gives you something to do and something to improve on.
Riding my bike, going to the pump track, watching YouTube, playing with my Rubik's Cube. I don't know. Sometimes I do schoolwork.
When was the last time you met up with more than 2 people outside of school or college?
I can't even think. It must have been like months ago, like 5 months ago. A long time, because I want to go out with my friends, but unfortunately we can't. because lockdown and everything, so it's a bit iffy right now.
Probably during the first lockdown, I think.
How long ago was that? Roughly.
Well, it would have been like midsummer, so like June, July. And it's now April. The next year.
I don't remember that long ago. I want to say before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't got more than 6 friends.
Thursday. So.
Yeah, I mean, restrictions are being a bit less strict
Yeah.
now, isn't it? So.